Hey guys, Vijaya Timothy here and welcome back to Everlasting Summer. So it's weird for a visual novel game to got me really hooked up after just playing for 40 minutes, and with that said, let's continue this game. What are you standing around for? Let's go. Slavia snapped me out of my daydreaming. And stop teasing Lena already. Whoa! Whoa! What? Wena. Sounds like there's someone inside. Wait, what was that? I did not expect any horror vibe from this game. And then a moment later the door swung open, and Oyana went out and dashed past with the same mischievous grin. The pigtailed girl came out next. Don't let it bother you, Lena. So her name is Lena. Gotta be thankful it's not Wena, at least. What's wrong with Wena though? But I don't. Instead of finishing her sentence, she blushed and quickly headed towards the square. For some reason, I felt like turning and following her with my eyes, but Slavia said, "Come." We entered the cabin. It looks nice inside, but what's this poster here? Inside it looked something similar to what I'd imagined. 2 beds, a table, a couple of chairs, a simple carpet on the floor, a wardrobe. Nothing special, but at the same time it felt home-like and cozy, although this room was almost in the same state of disorder as my own flat. The girl standing near the window appeared to be about 25 years old. How can't you tell? Nature had obviously gifted her with a pretty face and good body. At least one thing can keep you happy in this pandemonium. The locals are beautiful. You're finally here. Excellent. My name is Olga Dmitrievna. I'm the camp leader. Nice to meet you. I'm Semyon. I decided to talk as if I wasn't surprised by anything that was going on. She came closer. We've been expecting you since early morning. You've been expecting me? Yes, of course. And when does the next bus come? And why do you need it? Yeah, right. Why would I need it? So they want me to be stuck here. Guess I shouldn't ask direct questions. The people here may react to them quite unlike how I prefer. And I doubt I get any answers. No reason, just curious. By the way, where are we exactly? Our mailing address, I mean. I wanted to send a letter to my parents to tell them I got here fine. For some reason I had the desperate idea that if I played along, I would find something out. Oh, but your parents called just half an hour ago. Send their regards to you. Huh, can I trust her? Now that's a surprise. So can I call them? Cause I forgot to tell them something before I left. No. She gave me a sweet, spontaneous smile. Why not? We don't have a phone here. Then how come my parents make a call to here? I just come back from the district central town. I talked with them there. Ah, so that's how it is. And can I somehow get to the town? No. She kept the same smile. There's something wrong about this girl, man. Why not? Because the next bus only comes in a week. I decided not to inquire how the troop leader managed to get there and back. I will get no answer anyway. All this time, Slavia was standing next to me and seemed to find nothing odd in our conversation. Because the people here are all odd. That's why. Oh, we need to find a uniform for you. I've got absolutely no desire to put on pioneer shorts or to wear the ridiculous red neckerchief. However, wearing winter clothes in summer isn't a great idea either. Right, thanks. I wonder if I'm the only one here who finds it strange that someone's wearing a coat and winter boots in such heat. Rightio, I'll be off then, and you can get yourself acquainted with the camp. Don't forget to come to dinner in the evening. Having said that, she walked out of the cabin. No, walk is not the right word. She rushed out. I ended up alone with Slavia. I must go too. Got things to do. Ah, what a bummer. Take a walk, look around the camp a bit. See you in the evening. So I don't get no tour guide here. If there's no threat or catch to this, then reality, as embodied by Slavia, becomes more and more appealing. For the first time today, I realized that it was awfully hot here. Although, obviously my winter clothes were to blame for that. I took off my coat and dropped it onto the bed. My pullover followed it. I was now wearing only the shirt. That's much better. All I could do now was follow their advice and go look around the camp. I'll try to find something out in the meantime. Passing the local residential district, I saw a pioneer guy coming my way. Oh, there's a dude here. I thought this aisle is like all girls. And it was really a pioneer guy, not a pioneer girl. Apparently there were men even in this kingdom of Amazons. Hello, you're new here. You must be Samyon, right? And how do you? Everyone knows already. I'm electronic, by the way. The real one. You can call me that. That's a unique name. Electronic. The real one. Things were going from crazy to completely insane. Okay. Alright. Oyana also calls me cheesy. Cheesy? Like you're bad with flirtings and stuff? On toast with mushrooms. Because my last name is Cheesecoff. I see. Let me show you around. I accepted his offer, as it would have taken much longer to get to know this place alone. Fine, let's go. We ended up at the square again, as if this place was all there is to this camp. Lana was sitting on one of the benches reading some book. Electronic confidently approached her. Hello, Lana. Meet the new guy, Samyon. I believe we have met. He started briskly. Hello. Well, you could say we've already met in a way. Yes. She looked away from the book for a moment, glanced at me, blushed and went back to reading, as if not noticing that we were still here. Alright, let's go on. I was at first surprised that meeting this girl was reduced to a couple of words, but then I thought it was better that way. Electronic's vigorous activity did not fit well with Lena's shyness. Let's go. Next we came to a building, which I instantly identified as a canteen. And this here. I know this is where you consume organic food. Yeah, something like that. On the canteen's porch stood the unfriendly girl who hit me on the back earlier. At the sight of her, my joking mood vanished in a blink of an eye. Really, now is not the best time to be pulling this guy's leg, even though he is quite hilarious. First I need to figure out what here, or at least where I am. Her over there, that's Alisa Dvachevskaya. Be careful around her. He spoke in a whisper. Why, is she like a bully or something? Don't ever risk calling her Dvache. She doesn't like that. I don't get the reference, but okay. I'll learn about that. What did you say? What did you call me? She must have heard him. Okay bro, it's nice knowing you. In the blink of an eye, Alisa jumped down from the porch and dashed towards us. Alright, you'll manage from here onwards. Electronic took to his heels. His heels? What? Let's run after him, I guess. I decided that I had no wish to come across this aggressive Alisa girl again and darted after Electronic. When into the square, I lost sight of him. But the Dvachevskaya wasn't chasing me either. However, I really should not risk calling her that, even in my mind. After catching my breath, I wonder why I had reacted like that. Alright, she is a girl, an aggressive one. But why run away? Failing to find a good answer, I sat down on a bench and stared at a monument to Genda. Looks like I'll have to kill time alone, waiting for dinner. I decided to go east, at least in the direction where east will be in my world. Soon after, I found myself near a football pitch. The game was in full swing there. I guess watching it for a bit wouldn't do any harm. In my childhood and teen years, I was not a bad player myself, and even though of going professional, but a few injuries in a row killed my desire to risk my health for the sake of a certain chance in the game. Kids of different ages were running around the pitch. I could see a boy of about 10 and a girl of about 14 years old. So this guy has the power to see people's age just by looking at them like the first time? A girl. Hey, that's Uliana. Alright, so she plays football. What's so surprising? She seems a restless one after all. I was standing quite far from the pitch, but she still noticed me. Hey you, Uliana shouted. Wanna play? I didn't know how to answer. On the one hand, running around for 10 minutes is no big deal. On the other hand, any wrong move in my situation could be my final one. But in any case, my attire wasn't suitable for this weather. If I played in winter boots and warm jeans, I would sweat like a pig. Playing barefoot and without jeans would be simply unethical. Maybe another time, alright? I shouted in response, turned around and walked back. I was followed by Uliana's screams about my pants or about me being a pansy or something like that. What a kid. Evening was falling, making me feel tired and empty after a day wasted with no real purpose. What a really uneventful first day here. Came back to the square, sat down on a bench and gave an exhausted sigh. I better sit here and wait for dinner. After all, it's easier to search for answers when you're not hungry. They do give food to the people here, right? You know, it's curious how the simplest human needs can break the will to ponder on things, to strive for something. For example, I feel hungry now, so I care much less about where I am or what is happening to me. Could great people also be affected by this? Well, they're also humans, so in that case, how did Spartacus start the slave uprising in ancient times? I can only conclude that I am not a great person. It does not really matter which mechanism I serve as a gear in, society, the matrix, or a weird pioneer camp. My thoughts were interrupted by the sound of bells chiming from a loudspeaker on the light pole. It must be the dinner call. I headed towards the canteen. It was a good thing that now I knew where it was. Olga, the meat thief, now was there, standing on the porch. I stopped and looked closely at her, as if I were expecting something. She looked back at me for a while, but at last came closer. Samuel, what are you waiting for? Come in already. Guess nothing bad can happen if I go with her. This girl is tall though, wow. Like how tall is she? My stomach backed me up here. Oh, that's actually a lot of people. Did not expect that. The two of us went inside. The canteen looked like... I feel like there's more girls than guys here. A canteen, duh. I had a chance to visit a factory canteen at some point in my life. This one was exactly the same, just maybe a bit cleaner and more modern. Metal chairs and tables, glazed tiles on the walls and on the floor, unsophisticated tableware with an occasional crack. Guess that's what a canteen in a pioneer camp is supposed to look like. Samyon, wait a moment, we'll find you a place to sit. She looked around the place. The vast chaps, Skaya, hold it right there. Olga the meat thief now shouted at Alisa who was passing by. What? What's up with your clothes? Anything wrong with them? Yeah, nothing wrong with them. They look quite hot. Indeed, her attire looks somewhat provocative. Get your uniform nice and neat right now. Alright. Alisa got her shirt right and walked past, shooting an unpleasant glare at me. So where can we find you a place to sit? There weren't a lot of free seats. Go over there, next to Uliana. Maybe I... Yeah, it's fine, the food's already on the table too. I had no other choice but to accept. Of course, there was the probability that the cutlets were poisoned with curare, the mashed potatoes generously seasoned with arsenic, and the glassware with excellent antifreeze instead of compote. So cotoletta is mincemeat. Compote is a drink made by boiling fresh or dried fruit in a large amount of water. Component French. Interesting. But it all looks so tasty that I had no chance to resist. Hey, what do you want? I replied rather rudely to Uliana, who was sitting next to me. Why didn't you play football with us? Because of my clothes, said I, pointing at the source of the problem. Oh, alright then, eat. Don't tell me what to do. However, there wasn't much left to eat. My cutlet was missing from the plate. Only she could have done it. No, more precisely, none but Uliana could have done it. Why would she do that? Give me back my cutlet. I'm a big family, you snooze, you lose. It can cost you a cutlet if you are careless. Give it back, I'm telling you. I'm starving here. I looked at her menacingly and was about to reach out my hand. See, I don't have it. Indeed, Uliana's plate was empty. It seemed that this little girl is as fast as she steals someone's cutlets. Take it easy, we'll work something out now. She grabbed my plate and ran off. There was no point in following her. They wanted to poison me here. They could have done it in a much easier way. About a minute later, Uliana returned and handed me the plate with a steaming hot cutlet on it. This one for the starving. Thanks. It was all I could say. I was so hungry that my suspicions were gone in a flash. I picked up the cutlet with my fork and... What is that thing? Some bug. No. You, Uliana. An insect. It got legs and it's wiggling. The plate fell to the floor and broke into pieces. The chairs hit me hard on my leg while falling. I've disliked insects since I was a child, but when these creepy crawlies appears in my plate, that's just way too much. You little... Uliana seemed ready for such a twist and was already at the door, laughing as if she had just heard fresh stand-up comedy joke. I dashed after her. We ran out of the canteen. We were just a few dozen meters apart, and I felt I would catch this little girl easily. We ran through the square, past the club's house, and went onto the forest path. Bro, you're only making yourself hungrier. I started to gasp for breath. I should have quit smoking, I guess. Uliana passed out of sight on the next turn. It can't be true that she managed to get away from me. By smoking is your old body, right? Not this body. Because I'm assuming that you're a young guy now. It simply can't. I stopped and tried to catch my breath again. Night was falling. Looks like I'm lost. It's a bad idea to stay in the wood at night. Better get back to the camp. However, I had absolutely no clue which way to go. Well, I'm gonna choose at random. Oh no. I wandered for quite some time in the forest, and even though of crying for help, but finally I saw the camp's fence beyond the trees. Everything fell back into place. The bus is gone. I mumbled quietly. On the one hand, there was nothing strange about that. The bus couldn't just stay there forever. On the other hand, it meant there was something driving, because buses do not drive themselves. Or do they? This would seem too normal, but every event here had at least two explanations for it. An ordinary, real, everyday explanation and a surreal one. Certainly the driver could have just been off for a snack, and I left too soon, and that's why. In any case, this is not the place for me. Whether that bus drives itself or not was probably an important question, but it was much more important to know how I had got here at all, and where this here was. The fields and the woods stretching towards the horizon had no answers. There was nothing familiar about them. a strange, odd, and alien world. However, at the same time, it was absolutely not frightening. Either my self-preservation instinct decided to resign from its job, or all this running around the camp and the local pioneers had lulled me so much with their carefree normality that I was simply forgetting what had happened to me just a couple of hours ago. Although I probably just had no strength left to worry. All I wanted was some peace, calmness. I wanted to just have a break from it all. And only after that would I continue looking for answers, ready and reloaded. However, that will be some time later. And what about now? Can I allow myself to relax? It got completely dark, and in any case it was better to spend the night in the camp. I was about to head back when someone came up suddenly from behind. Hello, what are you doing here so late? It was Slavia standing before me. I was so surprised that I jumped. So you didn't catch Olyana, did you? She smiled. I nodded disappointedly and sighed. No wonder. No one ever has. Huh. Yeah, she's a real rocket girl. She could have found a better use for her energy than looking for adventures. I wonder if that's what she really meant though. You must be hungry. You didn't manage to have dinner after all. Indeed, I had completely forgot about my hunger. But after these words of hers, my stomach drew attention to itself by giving a traitorous rumble. Slavia smiled. Let's go then. What, is the canteen still open? It's alright, I have the keys. The keys? Yes, I have keys to all the facilities in this camp. Oh wow, is this girl like in charge? Like the daughter of the owner or something? How come? I'm something like the camp leader's aide here. I see. Well, let's go. It was an offer you can't refuse. When we reached the square, Slavia stopped in her tracks. Excuse me, I should warn my roommate that I'll be late. She's so punctual herself that she'll be worried otherwise. You go on to the canteen, and I'll come in a minute, alright? Alright. I really did not expect to find somebody aside from myself there at such a late hour. And that somebody was apparently trying hopelessly to open the door. Without any secret thoughts, I walked up onto the porch. The lockpicker turned out to be Alisa. I should have probably kept off and waited. She looked at me intently for a while, then said, "Don't just stand there, give me a hand or something." Meaning? Help me open the door. Why? You also hungry? Cause I want some buns and kefir. Dinner wasn't big enough. Is that really a good idea? Aren't you hungry yourself, huh? Olyana didn't let you have a normal dinner, did she? She smiled sarcastically. It's true, she didn't. It's fine, Slavia will come now, Anne. What? Yo, that face though. Guess I shouldn't have said that. I'm off then. And you'll pay for this. You owe me 2 already. Having said that, Alisa disappeared into the night. Wow, she's a weird one. And what was the first one? Or the choice I made earlier to just run away? Slavia didn't keep me waiting for too long. Is everything alright? Yeah, why are you asking? No reason, it's nothing. It would be better if I didn't tell her about Alisa. Everything's fine. I said that and immediately heard a note of dishonesty in my voice. Well, shall we go? As for Slavia, she seemed not to have noticed anything. Or at least she was pretending she hadn't. We entered the canteen. Wait a bit, I'll go get something. I sat down on a chair and obediently waited for my savior. My dinner was simple, a few buns and a glass of kefir. Well, I certainly looked younger than I was before the weird buzz, so... No wonder I bet hungry pioneers finish everything off. However, even that was far better than most of my usual diet. Slavia sat across the table and looked at me while I was eating. Is there something on my face? No, just, you're really handsome. She smiled. So how did you like your first day in the camp? Well, I don't really know. It's silly to ask someone who suddenly found himself in a different reality whether he liked the food in the canteen, the camp leader, or his assigned hut. It's alright, you'll soon get used to it. Slavia stared out the window dreamily. Frankly speaking, I have no desire to get used to such things, but as for her, she doesn't know. Or at least she wants me to think that she doesn't. Well, all in all, it's nice here. I had to somehow break the awkward silence. Do you think so? She asked without any interest. Yeah, this place is so... I wanted to say retro, but I managed to hold that back. Yeah, it's really old-fashioned. After all, it was retro for me. But what about them? It might be the only kind of life they knew. If the term life was applicable here at all. So how? She watched me closely. As if something important depended on my answer. Well, I don't know. Lovely. Yeah, it's lovely here. I guess you're right. She smiled again. It's very good that you think so. Why? Well, not everybody likes it here. And what about you? Me? Yes. I love it here. It's great. And you don't need to worry about what other people think. Well, I don't really worry. Slavia laughed. This conversation seemed to be leading me far astray from where I wanted to get to. And you worried yourself? Really? Why do you say so? Well, when someone is chewing so intensely. Okay, I'm sorry. It's okay. Wow, that's embarrassing. I couldn't bring myself to be more cautious around this girl. But why her in particular? Why not any other local inhabitant? Because she's the one that appears in your dream, I assume. Every one of them look completely normal to me. Precisely normal, so normal it sends chill down my spine and into my marrow. Normal, not like a neighbor with a power drill in one hand and a subwoofer in the other. Not like a passenger you can often meet in a subway or on public transport. Not like a co-worker at the next table in an open plan office. And not even like a friend who only differs from other humans in his constant insistence. All of them look normal, as I would expect them to be, with their own downsides but without any superpowers. And Slavia was also cute. She's more like pretty rather than cute. I glanced at her startlingly, not knowing what to say. I'm sorry, I wanted to show you the camp but ran off my feet. I didn't miss anything while on my own, I guess. Are you sure you haven't missed anything at all? She smiled so brightly that I had to drop my eyes in confusion. Well, how will I know? It's my first day here. Okay, and what have you seen so far? I've seen the square, this canteen, the football field. And what about the beach? Just from afar. You really should go there, or let's do it together. Yeah, why not? Her naturalness started to scare me, but then I thought, what if everything that happens here is how it's supposed to be and this world looks strange only to me, while for them it is normal? Maybe I was thrown into the past. Well, if that's so, then how could you forget your past like that? I know it's been a long time, but still. You will remember where you were, right? Yes, that will explain a lot. Can I ask a stupid question? No. No, just like that. Slavia smiled and stood up from the table. Unless it's someone's past, not his past, then that makes more sense. It's late. Can you find a way to Olga Dmitrievna's by yourself? Of course I can, but why should I go there? She'll settle you with someone. What for? Probably this question seems stupid, but because Slavia burst into a good-natured laughter. You need to sleep somewhere, right? That makes sense, so everyone gets a roommate. Fine, I'll be off then. Good night. Night. It's strange that she left in such a hurry. A bundle of keys left in the door lock caught my attention. I was going to catch up to Slavia, but where does she live? And knocking on every door during the middle of the night didn't sound like a bright idea. I better take them. I'll give them back tomorrow because who knows what happens here at night. Such thoughts give me chills. It's me who needs to be careful here in the first place. The night, though dark, wasn't silent at all. One could hear chirping crickets, the songs of the night birds, and rustling trees from everywhere. A sudden desire to follow Slavia's advice and go to the camp's leader's cabin appeared. I don't know why, but the sight of the unknown bronze builder of communism put me in a constructive mood. I sat on the bench and started to recall everything that happened today. That was all my constructive mood could offer. It was much brighter than near the canteen, and tardy pioneers were running by, so this place didn't seem scary at all. Bus, summer camp, girls. I was so tired from everything new and strange that I could not come up with a single explanation for what was going on. I heard a barely noticeable rustle nearby. I shivered and looked in that direction. A girl, reading a book. Oh, Lena. I decided to move closer and talk. She was the only new person I had met here without exchanging even a few words. Hi, what are you reading? Then I was so surprised that she even jumped. Sorry, didn't mean to scare you. Never mind. She blushed and stared at the book again. So what are you reading? On the cover was written Gone with the Wind. Praise the book. A good book. Thanks. Honestly speaking, I haven't read it, but I think that such literature suits her very well. Lena didn't seem to be interested in continuing the conversation. Well, if I'm bothering you. No. She looks mad, she answered while still looking at the book. Can I sit beside you for a while? Why? And really, why? Maybe just because I was very tired and having company is better than being alone. And maybe I wanted to find something out from her. I carefully examined Lena. But no, I doubt that. Well, I don't know. I'm not allowed to? Feel free. But if I'm bothering you? No, you're not. I can leave, just say. Man, these people, everything's alright. Okay then. I sat on the end of the bench carefully. After such an intense talk, staying here was the last thing I wanted, but it wouldn't be nice to just stand up and leave. That didn't really go well, huh? Anna hasn't answered anything. It seems I made a fool out of myself. I bet if Olyana was here, she'd have a good laugh at me. Do you enjoy being here? I recalled Slavia's question and thought it would be a good start for a conversation. Yes. She smiled sadly. I guess I like it too. Lena definitely isn't very sociable and probably can't carry on meaningless conversation as easily as Slavia. But there was something about her that attracted attention. Like a momentary glimpse of a reflection in a glass of a rainy autumn evening, which makes you turn around and stare into darkness, searching for something that you saw out of the corner of your eye. Of course, you weren't able to distinguish or understand what it was, but it felt so tempting. And I was still reading the book without paying any attention to my presence. And I had no intention of asking her anything about this camp or this world in general. Beautiful night. Yes. Man, she only answers in one word, that's it. How in the world would you start a conversation with her? It's late, I have to go. Yes, it's quite late. Good night. Night. There was something strange about this girl. At first glance, she is a typically shy and modest pioneer girl, but the mystery of Lena took its own place end the massive list of mysteries about the scam which I had started to put together in my head. A lazy evening. There's nothing like a good time with nothing to do. I headed towards Olga Dmitrievna's cabin. The light in the house was on. Hello, Semyon. You're quite late. Yeah. I went for a walk to look around the camp. Alright. You'll be sleeping here. Oh, with you? She pointed her finger at one of the beds. What, here? I was a bit surprised. Yeah, is something wrong? We are out of free cabins anyway. The camp leader smiled, but I really think it was just out of politeness. You do want to be a decent pioneer, don't you? There was a clear emphasis on the word decent. Yep, sure. I was lost in thought for a moment. Don't you mind it, mademoiselle? She looked at me oddly, with surprise and some offense in her eyes. A pioneer should respect their elders. Well, how old are you? Olga Dmitrievna said strictly. Of course you should, and no argues with that. I blurted, not realizing what was wrong. Shouldn't you also? She stared at me. Under such a gaze, even mid-12 forged by the best dwarf masters from the deepest dungeons would melt. Should I what? What's up, Toots? Annoyance and lack of understanding made me raise my voice. You must dress adults appropriately. Yes, of course there are lots of strange things here. But this girl's just a couple years older than me. Or maybe even younger. But I decided not to argue. While just a few minutes ago I would never have called her an adult. I have to admit that she was also given a strong character. In any case, I wasn't in a position to argue. As you say, ma'am. I mumbled. What? They like to be called ma'am? Okay, that's much better. I think you're too young to be called ma'am. What? That is how a decent pioneer should conduct himself. And now it's time to sleep. Honestly speaking, I was going to become neither a decent nor an indecent pioneer. Just yesterday I wasn't going to become a pioneer at all. But do I have choice now? If you don't want to, we'll have to make you. This is the motto Olga Dmitrievna was probably going to use. I climbed onto the bed and closed my eyes, only to realize how tired I was after today. Something hammered in my head awfully, as if my brain had started a night shift. And they seemed to be aimed more at rolling still than working on something more sensitive. The buzz flew through my mind. And the square with a monument. The canteen full of pioneers. And the malicious face of Ulyana. Slavia. Lena. And even recalling Alisa didn't give me too much of a negative feeling. What if I'm here for good? Yeah, that's an interesting question. I was having a dream. It seemed like I was in some kind of vacuum, with nothing but nothing around me. But not only around, I was the only creature in the universe. As if the universe had returned to a state of singularity right before the Big Bang. And something was just about to happen. Suddenly I heard a voice. I could not make out the words, but it sounded familiar. The voice was whispering something gently, as if soothing me. And then I realized it was the voice of that strange girl from the bus. The girl from the dream. But what is she trying to tell me? Who is she? I woke up. Bright sunlight struck my eyes. It was almost noon. So which one is the reality? This one or the one with the laptop? That's really interesting.